that one of the richest men in the world, Mukesh Ambani, will now get Z category security from the government, apparently after he received a terror threat. Now, Mr. Ambani has clarified, the Home Ministry has clarified that he will pay for his security. But many are arguing that in a country that doesn't have enough cops to protect women, why should those resources be diverted to protect a VIP instead?
And it is unprecedented to provide security to a corporate house. And we have seen this government is being guided by the corporate house.
हर चीज को राजनीतिक फुटबॉल बनाया जाए तो उसके ऊपर टिप्पणी करना जरूरी नहीं है। ये संवेदनशील मामले हैं, इसकी एक प्रक्रिया है और एक थ्रेट परसेप्शन की असेसमेंट के बाद सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाई जाती है।
Controversy after India's richest man, Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani, granted a Z category security cover. Now considered a national asset by the government, Ambani will pay for the protection given by CRPF commandos trained to tackle Naxals. Mumbai police sources say that in February this year, a letter allegedly written by the Indian Mujahideen threatened to blow up this building, Antilia, Mukesh Ambani's 27-story plush residence in South Mumbai. The reason given, Mukesh Ambani's proximity to the Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi. The decision throwing up several questions. Should forces meant for national security be used to protect VIPs? If private security guards are hired, can they be expected to tackle terrorism?
I think it is very important that we protect our businessmen also. If somebody like him, who is very important businessman in India, receives some threat, I think it is government's responsibility to protect him also.
The key question then, who is responsible for a VIP's life? Is it the state or the individual? An NDTV Bureau report.
So should Mukesh Ambani get state security? That's what we're asking, even though he has decided that he will pay for that security. We also have Mr. A.A. Khan, the former chief of police of Mumbai, joining us from Mumbai this evening. Let me ask first Mr. Marwa his view on that. He's paying for his security. So many would argue then what's wrong with that? If there is a threat against him, aren't the police or the CRPF the best to tackle that threat?
You know, my impression is that the government really hasn't thought through this decision. It's a very, very bad precedent, because Mukesh Ambani, I don't doubt that Mukesh Ambani's threat is genuine, but the threat from the terrorist group is not because he has waged any sort of battle against terrorism. It is because he is one of the richest industrialists in the country. Now, where do you draw the line? There are no shortage of rich industrialists or rich businessmen in the country. The state's responsibility is to protect every citizen, not just the chosen one. And saying that he pays for it, that means person who has money, resources or power, he can be protected. The others can fend for themselves. The resources of...
But the others may not get a threat from a terrorist organization.
I
might not, you might not.
In our country, there is no shortage of vital installations or groups which the terrorist groups can threaten. You provide security to money, they will select another person tomorrow. They will send him a letter and say that we will threaten you, and they can kill him. The real battle should be waged against terrorism, where the political parties are fighting a political battle. No country in the world where politics is played on terrorism. Here an incident happens in Bangalore, and you see the statement given by a former Minister of State Home. It is something which is shows the manner in which we are dealing with issues of security, issues of personal security, issue of vital installation security, and issue of citizen security. We are short of resources, and to train a police officer to be really effective, it takes years. And if you again take a chunk of this, now tomorrow states, and in this age of crony capitalism, every state will have its own favorite rich people who need genuine protection.
But you know, it's interesting you brought that up, because Dr. Singhvi, the Maharashtra government today, while justifying this Z category security for Mukesh Ambani, said it was necessary to create a conducive atmosphere for attracting investment in the state. This is what the Guardian Minister of Mumbai City, Jayant Patil, told reporters today, that it was necessary to get him to continue to invest. Is that really a reason that justifies moving resources that, we've been critical of all these months since December? We've been talking about the lack of security for ordinary folks, for women, and here, he can probably afford his own private army if he wants, but he's getting government security.
Nidhi, I think we should have a more balanced and a less trigger-happy reaction here. See, first of all, you have to start with the assumption that anybody who is given security has a genuine threat perception. Because if it is just that by a letter I can get and pay for security, then I agree it should not be. But please remember that at the moment we have absolutely no evidence to suggest that this is a casual letter, that there is a very clear threat perception to Mukesh Ambani has to be first assumed before you go into the debate. Now, if there is that, I have a different perception, and I certainly would urge you to ask the powers that be who evaluate this security, so I am not going to that part. But my point is that these threats are ultimately intended to strike at the roots of Indian sovereignty. Parliament is one example of that. A major industrial installation is another example. The 5 richest people of India who are supposed to be the economic backbone are a third example. A constitutional functionary, whether it be a state chief minister or a central cabinet minister, is a fourth example. Now, a large number of terrorist groups actually threaten them because they are symbolic. It's not because he's personally against Ambani or anybody else, but it's a symbolic gesture against the country, how you can shake the foundations. At such times, according to me, it's very important for the country to ensure that these symbols in different fields are not compromised, subject, of course, to the threat perception being real. Now, it doesn't mean that tomorrow anybody and everybody who receives a letter will get the security. There is a very, very clinical, detailed procedure before the threat perception is evaluated. And if it is real, of the kind which is now found, because this Mujahideen letter has been there in the public domain for many, many months.
In the world.
I think it's been...
He can get the best private security guards in the world.
There is one fallacy. There is one fallacy, Nidhi, in what you are saying. The best private security money can buy cannot function freely as the police force of a country can. And that's a very important point which people forget. Yes, you are right. He can get the best commandos, but he cannot, those commandos from Israel or from America, A, cannot carry weapons with the same freedom as the Indian police, and they cannot shoot at will. And they will probably be charged with murder.